In the last video, I have explained about the meaning, definition, and objectives of fund flow statement. The next concept is importance or uses or benefits of fund flow statement. The fund flow statement, it is an important technique of financial analysis. In order to analyze the for the financial analysis, this fund flow statement, it is the important technique, and it supplies information which is not available in the financial statements, and it is useful to shareholders, management, creditors, banks, etc. The various uses of fund flow statements are outlined as below. So we'll see one by one who are the users of this fund flow statement. So the first one is, it is useful to the shareholders. Here it is useful to shareholders in the following ways. It provides information regarding the availability of funds in the business. So the shareholders, they require this information, right? How much funds that is available in the business, so that they can get the dividend from out of it. So it provides information to the shareholders regarding the availability of funds in the business, how much fund that is available in the business. Next is it indicates the earning capacity of the business. So here it helps the shareholders to know what is the earning capacity of the business. Next is it enables to know the ability of the company to pay dividend. It also helps, the fund flow statement helps the shareholders to know the ability of the business or the company to pay the dividend, whether the company has enough profit or enough fund to pay the dividend. In order to find out that, the shareholders can use the fund flow statement. That is the useful to the shareholders. Next is useful to the long-term creditors. So long-term creditors and debenture holders. How it is useful to the long-term creditors and debenture holders? It helps to understand whether the money borrowed is utilized or not. So it helps them to understand that whether the whatever money they have borrowed, whether it is utilized properly or whether it is utilized or not. And it enables to judge the capacity of the company to repay the loan or debenture. So it enables the long-term creditors to know whether the company has the capacity to repay the loan, whatever money they have given to the business, whether the business or the company is able to repay that loan. So it helps the long-term creditors and debenture holders to know that. Next is useful to the short-term creditors, banks or financial institutions. So here it is short-term creditors means they have given the loan or credit for the short period, that is maybe within 1 year or in months. So it helps to know whether the money borrowed is utilized or not. So it also helps the short-term creditors to know whether the money utilized by the money borrowed by the business is utilized or not. And next is it helps to know whether the company can repay, or whether the company can pay interest and repay the principal in time, whether the company has enough cash to repay all the interest, so repay the interest along with the principal amount. So it helps the short-term creditors, banks and financial institutions. Next is useful to the management. It helps the management in planning temporary investment of funds. So it helps the management plan. It helps the management to plan where it can temporarily invest the funds, and it can get the returns from that. The next is not for the long term, only for the short term. Next is it helps the management in evaluating proper utilization of funds. So it helps the management to evaluate how they can utilize these funds. And next is formulating sound dividend policy. It helps the management to prepare the sound dividend policy. Sound means here fair dividend policy, where everyone will get the dividend. So in order to formulate that. Next is estimating future working capital. So it helps the management to estimate the future working capital requirement. Maybe in the future how much working capital is required by the business. So in order to determine that, it will help. Next is testing whether the working capital is effectively utilized or not. Next is taking appropriate decisions regarding purchase of assets. It helps the management to take appropriate decisions regarding the purchase of assets, because when we purchase the asset we have to pay cash with, so the management has to think in advance whether it has enough cash to purchase the assets. So like that. Next is identifying any unnecessary investment in fixed assets. So it helps to identify whether is there any unnecessary investment in fixed assets, whether we have whether the company is there necessary to purchase any fixed asset, maybe plant, machinery, furniture, is there necessary or unnecessarily we are purchasing or we are spending money. So in order to find out that, it helps the management. Fund flow statement helps the management. Next is the understanding the reasons for financial difficulties, if any. So it helps the management in understanding the reasons for the financial difficulties or if any other. So all these are the advantages of the fund flow statement. Next is the limitations of fund flow statement. So although fund flow statement is useful to various interested parties, yet it suffers from the following limitations. So we'll see one by one what are the limitations of fund flow statement. So it shows what happened in the past, hence it is a historical in nature. So here the fund flow statement, it with the help of like past data, we will prepare this fund flow statement. So it shows only the what has happened in the past and it does not help for the future. So that's why it is a historical in nature. Next is next limitation is it is only a rearrangement of data given in financial statements, hence it is not original. So here with the help of two dates means 2 years balance sheet or two different dates balance sheet, we will just rearrange the data with the help of those balance sheets. So it is just the rearrangement of the data that is given in the financial statement and it is not the original. And it cannot next is it cannot reveal continuous changes. It can tell what is the changes between the last year and this year. So it cannot reveal the what are the continuous changes that has happened in the working capital. Next is it does not take into account those transactions which do not affect the working capital. So it concentrates only on the working capital and the transactions which affects the working capital. So it does not take into account the transactions which are not affecting the working capital or which are not related to the working capital, because it concentrates only the working capital, whether there is an increase in working capital or decrease in working capital. Next is it is not as useful as the cash flow statement. In the cash flow statement we can determine the like cash inflows and outflows and we can predict. Like here it is not useful as compared to the cash flow statement. And the last limitation is it does not reveal the cash position of a firm. Here the cash flow statement means where it reveals the cash position, where the fund flow statement, it reveals only the changes in the working capital or sources and application of fund. It does not reveal the cash position of the firm. So all these are the limitations of the fund flow statement. Thank you.